following program is a production of Hō'ike Kauaʻi Community Media. The Hō'ike Weekly has been made possible in part by the Rice Street Business Association, Kauaʻi Family Magazine, and Violi Properties. Aloha, Kauaʻi. I know what you're here for, so let's get into it. From quiet oceans and school carnivals to important trainings, scholarships, and Shakespeare's birthday, this week's show is packed with things to know, do, and celebrate. Okay, enough with the teasing. I'm Tricia Allen, and this is the Hō'ike Weekly. First things first, let's check out what kind of stuff we have to look forward to in the next week. Here's Kauaʻi's upcoming events. Earth Day is Tuesday, April 22nd, and to celebrate, the Surfrider Foundation of Kauaʻi is holding an ʻOhana Earth Day Festival at Anahola Community Park. The event runs from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., and in addition to tons of educational and interactive fun for the keiki, this event also boasts a children's toy and book swap. For more info, be sure to scan the QR code on your screen. Island School's Chorus and Ukulele Band will be putting on a performance at the KCC Performing Arts Center entitled Echoes of the Heart on Wednesday, April 23rd. In addition to music, there will also be a visual art showcase to kick things off at 5 p.m., with the concert officially starting at 6. To get the rest of the official information, scan our QR code. The County of Kauaʻi Housing Agency is offering a free virtual training for landlords and tenants in recognition of National Fair Housing Month. This year's theme, Fair Housing in Hawaii, highlights key topics like cultural practices, state law, and fair housing basics. Experts from the Hawaii Civil Rights Commission and Legal Society of Hawaii will speak during the session, happening virtually through WebEx on Thursday, April 24th from 9 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. For details about this online training, you can visit the county's website or scan our QR code. The west side of Kauaʻi will be all abuzz on May 25th and 26th for St. Theresa's annual school carnival. This beloved event runs both Friday and Saturday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and includes activities for the whole family. Between live entertainment, silent auction, carnival rides, and games, no one in your crew should complain that they're bored. Oh, and I didn't even mention the food booths yet. Flying saucers, pronto pups, and kiave chicken are just a few of the culinary treats that families can expect to find there. If you want more info before the event, visit stteresakauai.com or scan the QR code on your screen. For the past 5 years, the folks at Storybook Theater have celebrated William Shakespeare's birthday with a performance honoring the playwright, and this year is no exception. Mark Jeffers and Hō'ike Weekly regular Tom Worthen stopped by the studio yesterday to tell us about 2 upcoming performances that promise to leave the crowd speechless. Let's see what they have to say about it. Aloha, Kauaʻi. I'm Tricia Allen, joined by Tom Worthen and Mark Jeffers, both here because there is an upcoming birthday. Whose is it?
William Shakespeare.
What do you do for William Shakespeare's birthday?
Well, he won't. No, mate. This year he might be there.
He might have a surprise appearance, kind of like Santa Claus.
He might have a surprise appearance by the bard himself. But, you know, we have to play that by ear. But, of course, birthday parties are for celebrating. And we want to celebrate the great work and life and times of William Shakespeare.
You've been doing this for a while, right? This is a bit of a tradition.
I grew up in Honolulu, and I went to the University of Hawaii in the early 70s. And so at that time, there was a great actor professor there named Terence Mapp. He was trained as a Shakespearean actor, though, in the Royal Academy in London. And when he came to the University of Hawaii, they just handed him this professorship, and everybody just got really excited because, you know, Shakespeare is something that actors challenge themselves with and they rise up to. So, but Terry Knapp, he knew that all the graduate students would be correctly challenged by him saying, okay, you got to have a scene for Shakespeare's birthday, which is April 23rd, by the way. And so everybody took it on, and especially who took it on was the local guys who were part of the theater. And they were the same guys that formed the comedy team of Booga Booga, Rap Replinger, Eddie Kauaʻi, and James Grant Benton.
Okay.
So Terry Knapp said, okay, I want a rewrite of a Shakespearean play in the local dialect, Hawaiian Creole or Pidgin. So Jimmy Benton took it on himself and he wrote the entire show of Twelfth Night or whatever. That's what he called it.
Love that.
Twelfth Night became Twelfth Night or whatever. So the whole play is in Pidgin. We did it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. Shakespeare in Pidgin?
It was a challenge.
Right.
And where are we going to be celebrating his birthday? Because, you know, I love a good birthday party.
We started at Storybook Theater because one of those characters I mentioned in the Booga Booga, Edward Kauaʻi, and I are friends, and we said, we want to do something fun. Let's look back in the old days. What did we do that was fun back there? And so we cherry-picked this event and plunked it down at Storybook Theater. We've done this now this is the 5th year. We're very happy to present it in the beautiful place in Anapepe called Sparky's Garden, which is behind Storybook Theater. And it has a beautiful stage just right for fitting scenes from Shakespeare. And then the following weekend in early May, we are traveling out to Kilauea. So our great friends on the North Shore can see the show at the Kauaʻi Christian Academy. You may be familiar with the beautiful theater that's there. It's inside the gym. We're going to take charge of that space as best we can, and we're going to present for the North Shore aficionados of Shakespeare.
So this show is celebrating Shakespeare and all of his works. Is it going to be one of those ones that's kind of hard to understand and the wording's
We
all
hope not.
old-fashioned? Okay, good.
We have 5 years of history that it's been, audiences have come back, so that's a good sign.
Good sign.
But it's not doing like one big Shakespeare show of 3 hours of Shakespeare, one plot. We pick out selective scenes. And so there's like several scenes from several different plays to kind of keep the ball rolling and so nothing gets bogged down.
Okay.
So it's a whole evening of, I guess you'd call it a buffet of Shakespeare's greatest things that we love the best. And over the years, we've done probably a dozen different small scenes. And people seem to like that little tidbit of Shakespeare rather than an entire play. I don't know if we could do an entire play.
We could, but...
We could. But
It's like a greatest hits
Exactly.
kind of situation, huh? Speaking of greatest hits, I'm looking at this clipboard and you gave to me some phrases that we use every single day. We owe them to Mr. Shakespeare, don't we?
Hundreds of years ago, he penned these, and now in our vocabulary, we have 1,700 words that he created that we use. And it could be simple words like the word hurry, or
Hurry was created.
frugal.
You're kidding.
Frugal came from Mary Wise of Windsor. The word assassination came from Julius Caesar. But there are 1,700 words that and a lot of them are very common that we use, but also some more archaic, but he helped our vocabulary.
Like love is blind.
Love is blind.
Is that from Romeo and Juliet?
yes.
I'm guessing. I guess.
I'm in a pickle. That's from Shakespeare.
In a pickle, which play do we know?
I can't remember.
What
Dead
else?
as a doornail.
Dead as a doornail. That one's from Shakespeare?
What's done is done. All from Shakespeare.
Wow.
And so people speak Shakespeareese all the time and don't know it.
Like vanish into thin air.
There you go. You're
seeing that on this-
Shakespearean.
I am. Look at that. I feel
Highfalutin.
very thespian right now. Your first performance of this is going to be in Sparky's Garden at Storybook Theater in Hanapepe, right?
That's right. On the 26th, which is a Saturday evening, and we're going to start the affair. I think the sword fight is probably the first thing coming. And, that's the kind of thing where just get everybody on the edge of their seat.
Yeah,
or
open with a
bench
bang.
In this case. And,
Yeah.
but during the course of the evening, of course, we have an intermission. We have a silent auction to raise funds for the next year. And we also have birthday cake and a toast to the bard at the end of the performance. Oh, and this year we're going to have a special thing called mocktails.
Ooh, mocktails. That sounds yummy.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
they
that
are.
PG thing without alcohol, you know?
Yeah,
They're sticking with the theme there.
yeah, mocktails.
Are you going to bring the mocktails to your second performance, which is the first week of May?
The first week in May in Kilauea. That's a great question. You'll have to just check it out and stick it out.
Perfect. So for the complete details and information and who to email and call, they can go to storybooktheater.org.
Storybook.org.
Oh, storybook.org.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for clearing that up. And I put it correctly down there. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody at home saw the right one.
Tricia, and I wanted to say there's a history to this event. We've done it this is the 5th year for us, and we are enjoying ourselves, but we're bringing our children into it and our friends into it. This year, I'm so happy that we have Tom, and Tom has been in many KCP shows this year, and he was able to, I don't know exactly how he did it, but he coerce the best actors in KCP. I mean, we have a stage filled with actors at this event that just knock your socks off. I'm so happy that we're going to have really great acting.
It sounds like a really exciting birthday.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you guys plan mine.
Okay.
When you turn 200 and some, then we'll be in touch.
Okay, fair. That sounds good. Mark, Tom, thank you very much for letting us know about Shakespeare's birthday. And again, for information, Storybook Theater.
No, storybook.org.
And again, for information, storybook.org is where people can go
That's
to
right.
get all the details.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks,
Okay.
gentlemen.
See you there.
Thank
See you
Tricia.
there.
See you and everybody.
The Kauaʻi Police Department, in partnership with the DEA, will hold a drug take-back day on Saturday, April 26th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at KPD headquarters in Lihue. This drive-through event offers the community a safe and very anonymous way to dispose of unwanted or expired medications in any form, be it tablets, liquids, patches, whatever. The effort supports public safety and environmental health by reducing the risks tied to improper medication storage and disposal. For those unable to attend the event, a permanently installed medication drop box is available at KPD headquarters for the anonymous disposal of unused or expired medications at any time. Scan our QR code if you need more details. Also happening on April 26th, a hands-on workshop about plants. Understory Alliance is holding a practical botany class at KCC from 10 a.m. till 12 noon, and registration is required. In this workshop, attendees will learn how plants grow, breathe, and connect with the soil, insects, and each other. By the end of it all, the mystery of how to prune, plant, harvest, and care for these plants in ways that help them thrive will be solved. Spaces are limited, and complete details, including how to register, can be found by scanning our QR code. Speaking of needing to register, May 1st is when Keiki and Junior Lifeguard Program registration begins, and I don't need to tell you, but these spots fill up pretty fast. The official start time for registration begins at 7:45 a.m. sharp and is found on the county's website. There's 2 programs to choose from: the Keiki Lifeguard Program, which is available to children ages 8 to 11, and the Junior Lifeguard Program, which is for youth ages 12 to 17. As always, you can find every single piece of info about this by scanning our QR code. All right, Kauaʻi, it's newsflash time. But before we dive into that, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and podcast studio. It's the best way to stay plugged into all the content we create, and it helps us secure funding to keep raising the bar on quality. The county's Office of Economic Development has launched a new online hub to help the community spot, report, and prevent the spread of the coconut rhinoceros beetle. It's an invasive pest damaging coconut trees and native palms. The beetle poses a serious threat to agriculture, native ecosystems, and Kauaʻi's way of life. The website offers visuals, tips, and tools to stay ahead of infestations, making it a key resource for protecting the island. If you want to check the website out for yourself, scan the QR code on your screen. Applications are open for the 2025 Kauaʻi Pride Scholarship, but time is running out. All applications must be submitted by April 30th. This academic scholarship began in 2022, and there are 3 1,500 awards available. Applicants must reside on Kauaʻi at the time of applying or be based on Kauaʻi while attending school elsewhere. And they have to be able to plan to use the award by June 1st, 2026. The scholarship supports a range of post-secondary paths, including college, university, and vocational or trade programs. Prior applicants who were not selected are welcome to apply again, but previous awardees are not eligible. Full details on the Kauaʻi Pride Parade website, and as always, you can scan our QR code to get there. Have you ever heard of an organization called the Quiet Ocean Standards Initiative? Well, I hadn't either until a couple weeks ago. This initiative is a nonprofit campaign focused on influencing international technical standards to ensure that emerging underwater communication networks do not harm marine life. The initiative aims to replace sound-based networks with quieter alternatives like fiber optic cables. Now, if that sounds like a bunch of technical mumbo-jumbo to you, don't worry. Kathy Matara, who's the founder of the Quiet Ocean Standards Initiative, stopped by the studio along with Tira Ashley to explain it to us in a way that's much easier to understand. Take a listen. Aloha Kauaʻi, I'm Tricia Allen, and joining me in the studio, we have a few members of the Quiet Ocean Standards Initiative. Hello, ladies. How are you doing today?
Hi. Doing very well. Happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Always a pleasure. Now, if you don't mind really quickly just introducing yourself,
Sure.
because you can do it much better than I can, and tell us what you do at the Quiet Ocean Standards Initiative.
Sure. Well, I am Kathy Matara, and I am the founder and director of the Quiet Ocean Standards Initiative, which is a 501c3 nonprofit. And I'm also the convener on international committees of an ecological project called Environmental and Ecological Risks and Considerations of Underwater Acoustic Signaling.
Ooh, that's a mouthful.
Yes, it is. And the job is a mouthful also.
Okay.
Yes. We are trying to protect marine life and human swimmers and divers because there is a push on international committees to turn the ocean into a smart ocean.
Oh, all right.
And what that will consist of is data encoded on sound waves. They've figured out how to run data on sound, and more commonly known as sonar, which those of us who live here on the island understand that whales and dolphins use echolocation, and they have to be able to hear that in order to navigate and find food. And so if there's too much underwater noise in the ocean, that could be not only a problem for them, but it could conceivably cause extinction. And so we started our work as an effort to educate the technology experts from all the different countries on why they need a safe underwater network if they're going to do it at all.
Okay.
It has to be safe.
Wow. All right. That was quite an introduction. Top that.
Well, it's hard to top that. I'm Tira Ashley. I'm the Director of Expansion and Fundraising for the Quiet Ocean Standards Initiative. So I am here to help growth and help make sure that we can stay afloat while doing this important work through fundraising.
And get the word
spreading
out,
the word.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, which is why we're here today. So you mentioned that the animals use sonar to communicate, which we all know, and that it could cause their extinction. How so? Like, in what way?
Well, if they can't navigate, then they can't find food, then they can't find their mates and reproduce. And so...
Is it just too loud? Is that what's happening?
It's extremely loud. 100 to 250 decibels is as loud as a rocket taking off. So it actually could burst human eardrums at close range at these sensor stations. So think of them like a modem for your Wi-Fi.
Okay.
They would have them sprinkled throughout the ocean worldwide, and they're extraordinarily loud. So it's not just that it would interfere with sonar, their ability to navigate, but it's like if someone set up a radio in your room and you could never turn it off. It was just at full volume all the time.
Oh, and would that cause like just, you know how like with us, our eardrums would burst? Is there some sort of like physical reaction to the sound too? Like if that damages these animals?
Yes. Actually, I'm glad you asked that because there was some sonar war games that were done in the Bahamas, and they had a bunch of whale strandings, and there were necropsies performed, which are autopsies for whales.
Oh, okay.
And they found bleeding in the brain of the whales and also in the lung tissue, interestingly. But the brain area that was bleeding is the area that emits and receives the echolocation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so these stations that you're talking about, are they different than like the fiber optic cable that's being run in the ocean?
They're very different. In fact, we are advocating for fiber optic as a safe solution to these new, the proposed smart ocean. They could at least send it up so it's partially wired, and that would make it a lot quieter. But they're having these modems that use sound instead of fiber optic cables.
Okay, and what do you think the purpose of that is? Is it cheaper?
This is new technology, so it's very exciting to people who are pushing for new technology, all wireless. You know, everything is wireless these days. So this would be a way for the military to use this when they're out at sea without having to connect with fiber optic cables.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, wireless is in.
Yeah.
And fiber or cable is more cumbersome. So international top technology people who are the ones making this decision, they like the convenience of the wireless, and they're a little bit less aware of how it will affect marine life. And it will be harassing, even for marine life that doesn't use echolocation. Smaller fish have swim bladders, and they react to vibration. And
the bladders do?
The bladders do, and they can actually burst and cause the fish to die of internal bleeding.
Even coral reefs use sound to communicate, like a sound symphony. So this could be damaging not just for cetaceans, but for all of marine life.
So where we're at with this new technology for the ocean is it's being developed and standardized on these international committees, but it's not yet approved. And what our role has been is basically to hopefully delay the approval until it's safe.
So in our day-to-day lives, what sort of services use this technology that we'd be familiar with?
I don't think most people would be using this technology. It would be more military and agencies such as that.
I see. All right. But the normal everyday person can still help and kind of be a part of the push for fiber or alternative options. If there were people like that, where could they go to get more information about the Quiet Ocean Standards Initiative?
Yeah, go to safesmartocean.org. There's an option to make donations. It's not really possible to carry out a massive worldwide environmental project with no resources.
Sure. Now, Kathy, you said that you have an upcoming fundraiser happening soon. Is it in July?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, July 19th.
All right.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're going to have you back on the show to tell us a little bit about that. But until then, maybe there's people who can't wait. Where can they go to get just the preview of what that's going to look like?
Oh, yeah.
On our website, we have an events tab, so you can find all upcoming events there if you want to learn more.
All right, perfect. Ladies, I appreciate you coming in and telling us all about the Quiet Ocean Standards Initiative. Definitely something that I've certainly never heard about. So if you haven't heard about it either, it's okay. You're in good company. We've got Kathy and Tira telling us all about it, and we'll have them back this summer. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tricia.
All right, Kauaʻi, that's all the Hō'ike we have for you this week. I'm Tricia Allen, wishing you love and aloha. Hō'ike Kauaʻi Community Media's president and CEO is Allegra Gaines. Administrative assistant, Leiko Someda. Production and education services by Roger Olson. Production and IT services by Max Richardson. News and events producer, Tricia Allen. County producer and social media manager, Olivia Franco.